Okay, so I am going to start off by making my background all gray-ish, kind of like the background of the tattoo that you're working on. So I'm just going to make me a nice big gray area here just to kind of make it like that tattoo you got. That looks good. All right, let's make a new layer. So usually for doing the 3D looking in stone stuff, it's best to do like a kind of like a bolder open letter, kind of a blocky letter, so you have room to do the shadows and shit. So let's just pick like I'll just do like ABC. I don't know what the initials are that you need to do. So first thing you're going to do is probably just, oh, I totally realized I was totally off camera. Use like a medium gray, so like probably like a 5-drop wash. Maybe, maybe even a 3-drop wash. Start off by like kind of just doing your lettering outline here. Kind of like a solid fill look. Just to kind of get to a medium kind of look like that. And then so then the first thing, so once you get that basic down, you're going to take straight black with your liner, and you got to pick your light source. So usually your light source is going to be coming from the top going down. So there's going to be a drop shadow. So if this is like a cube indented in, there's going to be a drop shadow here. So that top edge there is going to be a drop shadow. Right here is going to be a drop shadow, like where it's going to be like that, kind of like the little bit of perspective. And then, so basically wherever the tops of your pieces are. And then also, since these are the angles of the A with the light source coming down, you're going to have a little bit as well coming from these, since these would be also catching shadow. So going on to the B, same thing, get your horizontal lines kind of knocked in. So you've got those in. So then the next part is sometimes you might want to go and take a little bit more of the outside shading with a really light wash, just kind of make things look like they're kind of indented in a little bit. You're gonna kind of go through and do like a little bit of like that halo shading looking stuff. This just kind of makes it get a little bit more of a kind of a pressed in look. So just like probably like with a maybe like a 1-drop or little bit, maybe a little bit of 3-drop, but you don't want to go too bad dark with it. clean these up a little bit, make it look a little bit more uniform. Like I said, think of it like with like a 3-drop wash, or maybe even a 5. The smaller it is, you could go a little bit darker. So if you're doing like tiny letters, I'd go with the 5. But if you were doing bigger stuff, you could do it with the 3, and then get a little bit fancier with the shading. You know, sometimes I'll blend it out a little bit more, like say you got that black, and then kind of whip it out a little bit. Okay. So now we're going to get our white, and this is the magic moment with it. So the opposite side, so if this is back to our shape again, if we're doing gray, if it's our little cube hole, you got gray, then the light shining down creates this dark area, this dark inside ledge, and then this is where it hits the outside. This is where we're going to put our white highlight. So on the opposite of where any of the black is, you're going to put that white highlight. And that's the magic part. That's that magic step of where it makes it pop out and have that sharp highlight on it. And we could go over this on Tuesday and come up with like a quick little cheat sheet of the actual letters you're doing. But that's like that's the 3 steps: is do your basic gray quick, you know, for the basic of the letters. Do that drop shadow with the black, maybe whip it out a little bit, and then maybe do a little bit of gray around it if necessary. But since it's already got a good base tone of gray, we probably don't need you to do that extra shit outside of it. And then just do that white highlight where if the light is hitting down, it's going to hit this edge, it's going to be hitting this edge, it's going to be hitting this edge. It won't, you know, probably be hitting too much of these vertical edges. It'll just kind of be blending in a little bit. But so spots like this don't need it, this don't need it. I mean, you could do it like a little bit, but you don't need to go down the whole side really. But because you don't want it to be like white, gap, white, because then it just looks outlined and it doesn't look as good anymore. So if you do it, like if you do choose to do it, like say if your light source is coming from this angle, then you could do it like this whole side in this. Oops, sorry, that wouldn't be on that side, it'd be over here. But you wouldn't do it, you would not do it here. So that's kind of where starting to understand how light sources work to make things look more 3D. So if we did, you know, so for example, if we did it like this, then over here, you wouldn't put the white here, because if the light's coming here, it wouldn't be catching this edge. It only catches this edge, which means instead of putting it here and here, you could have put it along that edge. So that's my quick, holy shit, that's 10 minutes. Yeah, so I'll send this to you and we can discuss it more on Tuesday. Bye.